Hello, hello. Good afternoon, everyone. How are you doing this Wednesday? Happy Wednesday. I hope you are doing great. So, I'm here again today to talk about business deduction. The other day about another, no, another business tax deduction. We spoke about depreciation. I'm sorry, I just gave you the topic. We actually spoke about how home office deduction, and that is available for LLC, available for any Schedule C filer. That is not only LLC, it can be independent contractor, 1099. To know more, you can go ahead and watch the previous video on the platform that you're watching from. If you didn't find it, you can go find it on YouTube. Actually, it was not yesterday, it was on Monday. So it was on Monday. It was about home office deduction and who is that deduction available for. All right. So today we're going to talk about another topic that's available for any tax from any business entity, even for some individuals. And we're gonna go talk about it, dive in more on this topic after I remind you to go purchase my book, How to Start, Manage, and Prosper with a Nonprofit. It's available on Amazon and it's also available on my website. Again, How to Start, Manage, and Prosper with a Nonprofit. This book is actually very small, 116 pages, very easy to read, right to the point. It can serve as a guide for you when you're managing your nonprofit, or if you actually thinking to start one, you both can actually benefit from, whether you are already there or you thinking about starting that. So it's available on Amazon in both ebook formats and paperback, and it's available from my on my website. If you order it from my website, it's going to delay a little bit because I'm still waiting for the author copy to arrive from Amazon for myself. So if you want to get the copy faster, you can go ahead and get it from Amazon. It's a quick read. You can read it with a 90 minutes or less, depends on how fast you read. But make sure you go ahead and get it and read it, use it as a guide with managing your nonprofit. Now, another thing I want to make sure that you do, if you already or about or you are getting ready to do your taxes, you have question about that, you want to work with me, you can go ahead and book a call right now because calendar is booking quickly. People start to vibe in for tax season. We're receiving a lot of calls, we are getting the calendar book, so we don't want you to lose your place online. So make sure you book your time right now to make sure we get you in line and you get served faster, right? So it's first come, first serve. So you want to make sure to get ahead of the game and do that. Now, let's get started on the topic. All right. So we are going to talk about a deduction that's available for business owners, whether you are an LLC, C Corp, S Corp, even nonprofits, it's available for you. Even if you are just a person, like we do not incorporate for anything, and probably you have a rental, so this is available for you based on your case. This deduction can save you tons of money, and it's actually called depreciation. So if you have a little background of accounting, you would know what depreciation means, but I'm going to explain it for those of you who haven't heard of this term. If you have a business, you really need, or you're running any, like I said, nonprofit business, even have a rental, you're renting an apartment or renting out. So it's yours, you're renting to someone else. You want to make sure to understand what's depreciation so you won't miss this deduction. It's highly missed. A lot of people miss this deduction. So This is actually available for your assets. Assets, that's anything you have in your business. For example, it could be a laptop, a desktop, any equipment that is you actually purchase for your um, company, tables. If you are, for example, a doctor, you have furnitures over there and equipment and other stuff. So you have a lot of depreciation you can utilize, and you want to make sure. I see a lot of people like they claim this assets as an expense right away, and this you want to make sure this is recorded in your books as an asset. Why? Simply because you actually want to have that valued in your company. If you decided to take a loan, if you decided to um, get out of the company and sell it to someone, so you value of your company is actually um, these assets included in the value of the company. This is your asset, it should be in your balance sheet. So you need to have a good accountant to do that for you. And also you want to consider that in your taxes. So when you're doing your taxes, you need to make sure you taking the proper depreciation for those assets. This can save you tons of money. So you want to make sure to depreciate the assets that are eligible for depreciation. And there's different rules for different type of assets. Some assets that you should depreciate over 3 years. Other assets you can depreciate like over 5 years, other 10 years. It depends. Like if you have a building, all that can be depreciated, not just equipment, because I mentioned equipment and other stuff, cars, but if you're renting a space, you cannot depreciate a rental, right? But if you are renting out a space for someone, you can depreciate. So let's say, for example, if you are living at a house, you own the house and you're living in there, you cannot take depreciation because you're living in it. So you're not using it to make money. So there's no depreciation there. But if you are actually uh, live somewhere and you have additional house or apartment or whatever it is, you're renting this out, now this is something you're making money off, so you can depreciate. So you want to see if you eligible to depreciate your equipment, any asset that you have on a personal level and or an um, organization level, whether it's, like I said, LLC, corporation, or a nonprofit. You want to make sure you take those depreciation. Now you say, like, if it's a deduction, why would nonprofits take depreciation? Now this is an accounting thing, because even nonprofit have to do accounting and you have to record everything properly. So if you have equipment, if you have something that you can depreciate, you should actually show that in your books for you when you sell it, when you want to transfer anything, like you're going to use it so much. If you want to take a loan, if you want to show, like, your books should look professional. Now, sometimes if you're using this to make money outside of your organization mission, you might have to pay taxes anyway. So depreciation would help. So we have to get outside of this mindset that nonprofit should not pay taxes, because sometimes you have to do pay taxes. So again, depreciation can apply for any type of entity, and for you in the personal level, if you are renting out apartments or buildings or houses, whatever it is, and under your name. So this is when depreciation can kick in. That's why when you guys like are renting out an apartment for someone and you pay maintenance to serve your tenants. You actually maybe getting this place ready for the next tenant. You want to make sure you record all these expenses, because now you are having a business, even if you did not actually register a business. So most of you guys over there, are filing some type of business return, even though if you are filing that under your personal name, because a lot of you have 1099 jobs or having a side hustle, freelancing. All of that are filed as a business return, which is a Schedule C. That's a profit and loss. You can take depreciation, you can claim expenses, you have to have sort of bookkeeping services. Most of you, I would say, I mean, I don't know what the percentage, but maybe over 90% of people, I don't know, unless you only have strictly a W-2 job, and that's all. You don't have a rental, you do not work any freelance, you do nothing other than your W-2 jobs. This is when you are really filing an individual return. But anything extra can get you into the business type, even if you did not incorporate a business. So you want to be careful on that. So now again, depreciation is the deduction we are talking about today, and it can be available for you at any level, at any entity type. So that's what we want you to actually keep an eye on. I don't want to get so much into depreciation because it can get complicated, and you're not an accountant. You don't need to know a lot of that, but you need to know the basics. You need to know that if you have an asset, you have to actually record it in your books as an asset in your balance sheet. That's where this shows. Depreciation also shows there. Um, you need to make sure you're taking depreciation uh, as a tax strategy. You want to make sure you depreciate your assets and your books. So yeah, that might get complicated, but you just mention it to your accountant. This is, I have an asset, and ask about depreciation just to make sure also your accountant pay attention to that. Okay, because if you don't tell your accountant what you're getting, what you're buying, what's give her enough information, especially if this happened after, before you engage the current accountant, it's your responsibility to actually let her know what's happening so she can record everything properly. All right, a lot of accountants will ask you these questions, but some of them don't, or maybe they forget sometimes. We all can forget, right? Also, if you come during tax season, it might be like really busy, and then things can be get stuck there. So you want to make sure you are informed enough to know what questions to ask, to know what you are entitled to, so you can make better decisions. Okay, for I will leave you on with that for today. If you are looking for someone to work with and filing your tax returns, or getting your books ready, like getting yourself ready for tax returns, like doing your bookkeeping or any of that, have any question about filing, you can go ahead and book a call with me or someone on my team on the link on my website, www.noorasbooks.com/contact. The link on the bio, the link on the screen. So if you are on Instagram, it's on the bio, the link on the screen for you guys, and any other social media, and it's actually, you can find it in the same post I put it before I go live. All right, make sure you book as soon as possible because places are filling up very quick, and I don't want you to be delayed just because you did not book fast enough. Okay, so make sure you book now. People are getting anxious about taxes, so they're starting to book and call, and the calendar is filling up quickly. So I want you to get your place as soon as possible. Get it in January because e-filing is open on January 29, and I don't want you to actually be late. So if you have an return due, you can actually get it soon. And don't worry, if you owe money you have to pay, you don't have to make the payment before April 15th. So even if you file now, we can request that they don't deduct the payment until April 15th. So be aware of that. Make sure you stay ahead of the game. Make sure you are ready so you don't have to actually get into an extension, so you can focus on 2024 and put 2023 behind you. Now, I want to remind you again, not just book a call. Go ahead and get my book, How to Start, Manage, and Prosper with a Nonprofit. This is available on my website and on Amazon. It was a best-selling in the first night that we published this book. So go ahead and get it and let me know what you think about it. I can't wait to hear from you on what you think about this book. It's a must-have for anyone who is involved with nonprofits or wants to be ready to get involved. So go ahead and get the book, and I will see you later. Bye.